This life is a journey we all hae to gan, and care is the burden we carry along. Though heavy be your burden and poverty your lot, we'll be happy all together our a wee drappie oat. Our a wee drappie oat. Our a wee drappie oat. We'll be happy all together our a wee drappie oat. The trees are all stripped o' their mantles sae green. The leaves o' the forest nae langer are seen. For winter is here, wi' its cold icy coat. But we're all met here together our a wee drappie oat. Our a wee drappie oat. Our a wee drappie oat. Aye, we're all met here together our a wee drappie oat.
Passenger side of the The groaning trencher, there you fill, your heart is like a distant hill. Your pin would help amend a mill in time of need. While through your pores the dews distill, like amber bead. His knife, see rustic labour decked, and cut ye up with ready slecht, trenching your gushing end trails breck like ony tits. Then, oh, what a glorious sight, warm reeking, rich. Bill, will you please pay the piper? Now I'm going to give you the old Gaelic toast of Slunge of Ar, which means good health. You reply, which is always a turn more loudly, is Slunge of Or, which means great health. Slunge of Ar.
Slunge of Ar.
Great occasion to be able to celebrate 100 years of the society that was formed by our forebears for the betterment of the horse. Clydesdales were the essential part of farming and transport, but when cars and tractors come on the scene, numbers started to decrease rapidly. So it is very pleasing to see so many enthusiasts here tonight.
I look around the castle tonight and all I see is passion. We have people from North Cape to the Bluff that have gone out of their way, A, to bring horses, which as we know is a huge cost, B, to get dressed up in costumes that we don't normally go out in to celebrate what our forefathers did and what we intend to do for the next 100 years. You have shown the passion that has made the Clydesdale Society work for 100 years and for the next 100 years.
Scottish or Irish?
Scottish, the Orkney Islands.
Oh, goodness. Oh, wow.
It was so cold they got out of there.
Yeah. They must have brought it with them today. Good.
Okay.
From far Lanarkshire Vales they came, the best of Scottish blood, to haul the logs and plough the fields and breast the raging flood. They came from green and ancient hills, from strath and sparkling burn, to far-off lands of swamp and bush, tall tussock and bracken fern. They left their well-loved northern home and braved the southern sea. They came to work with hardy folk in the newfound colony. In Northland's humid, misty hills, they hauled straight kauri logs to sawmills on the river banks, through scrub and clinging bogs. The swamps were drained, the tiles laid, the new farms to create, the produce carted to the rail, the cream cans to the gate. The East Coast stations took their wool in wagons through the surf, where lighters ferried tight-pressed bales to cargo ships at berth. They pulled the cables, made the roads, built dams and dredged the sand, dragged the coal in damp dark mines and ploughed the tussock land. From Nelson orchards in the sun, Canterbury's tawny plains, the West Coast bush and Southland hills, they always kept tight chains. They took the children safe to school, in sickness to the nurse, and when the final bell was tolled, they pulled the sombre hearse. So whether in the coal mine's depth or in the foaming brine, in baker's cart or wagon hitched, or snigging logs in line, in bustling cities' noisy streets, or quiet western dales, in forests dark or open fields, in heat or howling gales, ploughing heavy land for crops, or clearing scrub and gorse, carting wool or sweeping hay, salute the Clydesdale horse.
It's 150 years apparently since Clydesdale horses were imported into New Zealand. And in the intervening time, they have provided the motive power that has developed our land. They've worked in gold mines, on the fields, in the forests, and just about everywhere where heavy work was needed. They're the living farming whakapapa of this part of the world. And it's 100 years since the Clydesdale Horse Society was inaugurated. So this is your centenary, and I welcome you to Dunedin for that centenary. That 100 years has also traversed my family's association with some of these horses. My grandfather drove teams on the farms of Southland, and my father drove teams in the bush, pulling logs out of the bush with these same horses, or the ancestors of these horses. And I can remember the last train that took goods around the streets of Invercargill in the 50s was pulled by a Clydesdale horse. I know you have many activities scheduled for the weekend, many events, and I wish you well with those. I certainly hope that you're going to enjoy our city, and I know that the people of Dunedin will enjoy the spectacle that you're providing with these magnificent animals. It's apparently been 70 years since there were this number of Clydesdales in the Octagon. Don't make it another 70 years before you come back. I wish you well for your centennial and all the events, and look forward to your return. Thank you.
Job in his lamentations said man was made to mourn. There's nae such thing as pleasure for the cradle to the urn. Oh, but in his meditations Job surely had forgot the pleasure man enjoys our a wee drappie o't, our a wee drappie o't, our a wee drappie o't, Aye, the pleasure man enjoys our a wee drappie o.